everyone, to our Councilman Jeff Wilhite will present accommodation to Pamela Hickson Stevenson, Executive Director of the Akron Summit County Public Library, on the occasion of the library's 105th anniversary.
You can clap for 150. Pam, absolutely congratulations on the 150th anniversary of the Akron Summit County Public Library. And what's very exciting is that institution has had extraordinary leadership since day one. And I can tell you a story from back when I was Chief of Staff to Mayor Pasquale. The mayor of Baltimore was in town for a U.S. Conference of Mayors event, and I had to drive him around, killing time is what we were doing. And we drove by the library, and he saw our library. He said, "My God, that's a library that would be in New York City." He was so impressed by it. I had to stop the car. He went in and he walked through a little bit and took some notes and what have you. So the leadership at the library has just been extraordinary. And we wanted to make sure that we were a part of the recognition of the 150th anniversary. And I am gonna read this because it's pretty extraordinary what this institution has done over the course of all those years, 150 of them to be exact. It says, whereas in January 1874, my birthday, because I was born in January, close to 1874, the Akron City Council passed an ordinance to create a free public library for the city of over 10,000 people at the time. John R. Buchtel served as the first board president. Former Summit County auditor Theron A. Noble served as the first librarian. The library opened on March 1st, 1874 in the second floor room at the Masonic Temple at South Howard and Mill Streets, now the present-day Akron Center parking deck behind First Energy Corporation. The public library succeeded the Akron Library Association, which began in 1866, and had more than 100 life members paying $50 in dues for the use of the private reading room on South Howard Street. Whereas the public library wasn't initially accessible to everyone, during its first year, the reading room offered more than 8,000 books, 7 newspapers, and 2 magazines on restricted access. Patrons were required to have a membership ticket, an early version of library card to borrow 1 book at a time. Children under the age of 12 weren't welcome, and since the facility was on the second floor, it wasn't easily accessible to older residents or people with disabilities. And whereas the library gradually loosened its rules and opened its facilities to all, moving to larger quarters in 1898 on the second floor of the Everett Building at Main and Market Streets. In 1901, U.S. industrialist Andrew Carnegie donated more than $80,000 in 1901 dollars, that's a lot, to build an imposing 2-story all-stone building at North High and East Market Streets, which opened in 1904. The building, which later served as the Akron Art Institute, still stands today as home of the Brennan Mann Diamond law firm. And whereas, after Akron's population topped 255,000 in the early 20th century, the library moved to a larger space in 1942 at the former Beacon Journal headquarters at Summit and East Market Streets, now the home of Summit Art Space. Following the approval of a $3 million bond issue in 1962, a 3-story library was built at 55 South Main. The $5.3 million complex opened in 1969. And whereas, as the library celebrated its centennial in 1974, it announced a new name, Akron Summit Public Library. It added library branches, bookmobiles, and other services. In 1997, voters approved an $80 million bond issue for the main library and its branches, and in 2000, the board agreed to a $50 million renovation and expansion at the main downtown branch. The library moved temporarily to a former department store on East Talmadge Avenue before celebrating its grand opening October 10, 2004. And I'll skip to the end. Now therefore be it known by all and declared by the Council of the County of Summit, State of Ohio, that Council recognizes the service that the Akron Summit County Public Library has provided Greater Akron and Summit County for 150 years, serving the leisure, information, intellectual, and educational needs of this community. We urge all citizens to join in honoring the Akron Summit County Public Library in receiving this commendation on this 25th day of March in the year 2024. Congratulations. Let's get a picture, and you're welcome to say anything if you'd like.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll get a picture real quick. Give her a second set of eyes. Great. Pam, you'd like to say anything? Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Council, very much. We appreciate the recognition and all the support the County Council has given the library system over the years. We would not be able to do nearly as much as we do without the support of elected officials like you and all the members of the community. I'm gonna have to time myself because I can geek out about the library for hours, and I don't want to do that. But I think the one thing that I want to say is, isn't it amazing how far we've come when you hear those early historical accounts of the library? And you may know, you may have seen that on March 1st, which was the official anniversary of first opening, our library system became fine-free, which I think is a wonderful milestone in the life of our library system and in the support that we can give the community. So thank you very much for this recognition. We appreciate it. And our development director would be upset with me if I didn't say, mark your calendars for June 29th. We're having a 150th gala celebration at Main Library with music by the Theron Brown Trio and auction items and a champagne toast to the library. So thank you so much for the recognition. We appreciate it.
Go ahead. Thank you, Madam President. The Public Works Committee will come to order. We have 5 resolutions to consider this evening, the first of which is 2024-071, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Enviro Science, Inc. for the final design of the Copley Ditch and Black Pond Outlet Stream Restoration Project located in Copley Township, Council District 5, an amount not to exceed $565,018 for the engineer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Heidi Swindell, Summit County Engineers Office. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more of me than you already do. Our capital program is starting, so we're going to start awarding contracts for all of that. But for this specific one, this is part of the Surface Water Management District, one of the projects that we're funding with ARPA dollars. We got the preliminary engineering done on one part of it. This contract's going to take care of the final design for Copley Ditch and Black Pond Outlet, or for Copley Ditch, and then it'll do the preliminary and final design for the Black Pond Outlet. And we did a request for proposals. We received 2, and EnviroScience out of Stowe was the most qualified vendor. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Heidi. Are there any questions from members of the committee, members of council, public? I'll entertain a motion to bring that out. John Donofrio move on 2024-071. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2024-072, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Ken Ganley Ford at less than CUE pricing for 4 2024 Ford F-150 pickup trucks in a total amount not to exceed $167,854.52 for the engineer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the start of our capital equipment purchases for the year. We budgeted for 4 trucks. The F-150s, we found them for less than CUE pricing, so we would like to buy those, and they're actually Fords, and they're F-150s, exactly what we wanted, so I think the supply chain's getting better. And they are going to be replacement vehicles. What we do when the new trucks come in, everybody works their way down the chain, and the oldest 4 then get sent off to auction. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Heidi. Questions from members of the committee? Members of council, the public. Mr. Wilhite, you want to move on that? Mr. Wilhite moved on 2024-072. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2024-073, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Akron Tractor and Equipment at Sourcewell pricing for 2 Kubota S-Series skid steers at an amount not to exceed $112,583.42 for the engineer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. I actually emailed Mark Potter a brochure. I'm sure that he sent it out to all of you when he asked what a skid steer was. But it is like a mini loader. It's on tracks. We use it for grading and backfilling. We are going to replace one skid steer with one of the new ones and then add one. So that's why we're purchasing two. And that way we'll have one paid for out of our assessed subdivision fund, and it'll stay just dedicated to that. And then we'll have one for our north station, one for our south station now. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Heidi. Are there any questions from members of the committee? Members of council? The public? Mrs. Rogers, you want to move on that, please? Mrs. Rogers moved on 2024-074. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And 2024-075, a resolution authorizing the executive to advertise for bids for the purchase of a tri-axle dump trailer for an amount not to exceed $88,000 for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services and declaring an emergency.
No, did we miss one?
Yeah, I jumped. You want to join Heidi? Why not? Come on up, Mike.
Yeah, let's take care of it. Don't talk too long.
Deserved. Michael Vinay, Executive Shapiro's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services. This triaxle dump trailer is part of our capital equipment schedule for this year. We typically use these on, there's two focuses for this piece of equipment. One is we use it to haul sludge, which is a requirement of our Ohio EPA NPDES permit for our wastewater treatment plants. And then we utilize them for construction projects that we do internally as well, such as repairs or force main replacements. So we typically keep 4 of these trailers in our inventory at all times. Currently, we have one that has a rusted out frame. We've been renting a trailer to maintain 4 trailers, and this purchase will bring us back to a full inventory. Happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Mike. Questions from members of the committee? Gloria?
Mike, are we doing all this sludge hauling, or are we having someone else help us with it?
Yeah, so historically, we had a contractor that did the sludge hauling for us. 2 years ago, we brought that operation in-house, and now we do it all internally.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from members of the committee? Members of council? The public? Aaron Dickinson, you want to move on that one?
Sure.
Aaron Dickinson moved on 2024-075. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Heidi, for your patience.
No problem.
Okay, so, right. 2024-074, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a construction contract with Greystone Construction at Sourcewell Pricing for the removal and replacement of a salt dome cover located at 1928 Boston Mills Road, Peninsula, in Council District 1, in an amount not to exceed $159,690 for the engineer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is a capital purchase that we have planned for. We need a new salt dome at our north station. It's pretty rusted out. There's tears in the fabric that covers the salt, and we don't want the salt to get wet, and we also don't want it to get into the groundwater. We want new concrete underneath that. So we're just going to replace the whole thing. This is at Sourcewell Pricing, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Heidi. Questions from members of the committee? Gloria?
No. Tarps. Yes, we'll move it.
But we're putting, because I know where that's at, we're putting it in another location in the same,
We're going to see if we can just fit it in the parking lot under, on top of tarps over it, and then hopefully it'll be built quick enough without terrible weather, and we'll get it back under the dome as quick as possible.
we have a lot of salt on hand.
I think we got one delivery maybe a couple weeks ago, but we're still not back up to full. But we budgeted for $300,000 less this year for salt because the last couple winters were so mild. So we're not committed to having to buy as much this year. So that's good. We will be fine. We'll meet our obligation that we're under contract for, but I'm really glad that we didn't buy as much this year for sure.
Any other questions from members of the committee, members of the council, the public? Donofrio, you want to move on that one? Mr. Donofrio moved on 2024-074. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Any other business to come before the Public Works Committee? And we are adjourned.
I will call the Public Safety Committee to order at 4:45. First item is 2024-076, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Bright Computers as a best practical source for the purchase of 25 in-car GTAC computers in an amount not to exceed $112,500 for the sheriff and declaring an emergency.
Good evening, everyone. Bill Holland from the Sheriff's Office. This is for the purchase of 25 in-car computers and your run-of-the-mill patrol car that they do use on a day-to-day basis. Part of the funding is coming from capital improvements, and the other is coming from federal forfeitures. These computers are the ones that we are already using, so for the sake of installation and outfitting and moving computers around, we want to stay consistent.
Any questions from members of the committee? Yes, Mr. Wilhite?
Do we ever get any kind of credit for the old ones, for parts or recycling?
Yeah, as much as we can. That's why we get the same ones. If something breaks on one, we can sometimes cannibalize other ones in order to keep them on the road as best we can.
That stuff changes as soon as you buy it.
Right.
Other questions? Yes. Ms. Payne?
So what is the lifespan of these computers generally, do you know?
That changes with technology. It's with the type of programs and apps that are running on the computers, they do last, quite some time. But when Wi-Fi came along and that type of thing, it changed. But it's been pretty steady lately with not too many changes with technology.
Other questions? All right, do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Wilhite. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, 2024-077, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a renewal, fourth and final, of a professional service contract with Sadler Niekamp Financial Services, Inc., DBA ProWare, as a best practical source for case management system, software support, and maintenance services for a one-year term from 1/1/24 through 12/31/24 for an amount not to exceed $207,930 for the Court of Common Pleas General Division and declaring an emergency.
Good afternoon, Ken Tillis, Common Pleas Court. This is a renewal for our court case management system, which includes the Common Pleas Court General Division and adult probation. It's a 2% increase from the prior year. We're very happy with the vendor. Glad to answer any questions.
Questions from members of the committee? Other members of council? Anyone else? Motion by Mr. Schmidt. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Tellis. 2024-078, a resolution approving and adopting the Summit County Hazard Mitigation Plan for the Executive's Department of Public Safety, Emergency Management Agency, and declaring an emergency. Mr. Schmidt?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Tommy Smoot, Executive Department of Public Safety, Emergency Management Agency. We'd like to move forward with accepting the update of our 2024 Hazard Mitigation Plan. Our current plan will expire April 12th of next month here, so we are just in time. This outlines all of our hazards countywide, and it adopts mitigation strategies. And it also allows us to tap into funding to be able to fund some of those projects there. So I'm pretty happy about that. We've had 100% participation from all the communities, and it's a great plan. We got a grant to write the plan, and everything went pretty smooth this year. So it's a 5-year plan. So.
I have a question. Do
Yes.
we have a copy of the plan? Maybe it's a question for Mr. Potter. Can we see a copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. We can share it. It's just a little too big to email, but yes, I think he does have it, so we can share. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Any questions? Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
that Mr. Ford? Motion by Mr. Ford. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. And I will close the Public Safety Committee at 4:50.
And I will open Health and Human Services Committee at 4:50. First up, we have 2024-079, a resolution declaring the month of April 2024 as Autism Acceptance Month in Summit County, recognizing all individuals in our community on the autism spectrum and celebrating the numerous ways in which they contribute to our communities and our lives, for the executive and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Tim Pyatt. I'm the chairman of the board of the Autism Society of Greater Akron, but even more importantly, I'm the parent of two wonderful kids, one of whom happens to be on the autism spectrum. So I speak to you not only as a representative of the Autism Society, but as a parent and a member of this community. In this time of complete 100% political divide, we just finished a primary last week. One bridge I've experienced over that gap is that we all know someone on the autism spectrum. Could be a child, could be a grandchild, could be a niece or a nephew, a neighbor or a friend. You may think you don't know somebody on the autism spectrum, but I guarantee you, you do. ASD, autism spectrum disorder, doesn't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, what ethnicity you are, what your socioeconomic status is, or where you live. It affects 1 in 36 children in the United States. Now, when I was growing up, like many of you, I didn't go to school with anybody that was on the autism spectrum because people that were on the autism spectrum were institutionalized or sent to different schools or generally marginalized in the community. But now things are different. There's still a long way to go. But children and adults with ASD are in our community. Children like my son go to schools, interact with everybody else. They're proud contributors to our communities, to our employers, and these things didn't happen by accident. It required meaningful and intentional action on behalf of our parents, our communities, and our governments. Actions like Summit County Council recognizing and celebrating Autism Acceptance Month. Because when you take it seriously, other people take it seriously. As a parent, when I feel seen, when I feel welcome, then I feel an even stronger connection to my community. I see it at events like our Step Into Autism Walk that we have every year. This year is on June 8th in Cuyahoga Falls. It's a great celebration, great time for the community to come together and support all of our families. I encourage all of you to attend, see firsthand the impact that you have. And I have to do a plug because our executive director is here and she won't let me leave without it. You can find more information at our website, which is autismakron.org. So let me just close by simply saying thank you. This small step has a much, much greater impact on our lives than you could possibly know. County Council, especially the Executive's Office, have been so supportive over the years, and we look forward to that continuing for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pyatt.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Pyatt? Council as a whole? Please. Council as a whole? Okay, great. Thank you. And
Thank you.
Thank you both for all the good work you do. Thank you. Okay, next up, 2024-080, a resolution declaring the month of, sorry? Oh, sorry, apologize. All those in favor of 2024-079 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'll move.
I thought you just did. Okay, we're gonna rewind the tape. It's too nice to be in here. We gotta go outside. Okay, so do we have a motion? We have a motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We're going to get you your month yet before you leave here.
Thank you very much. Such a good job.
He did, and I screwed it up. 2024-080, a resolution declaring the month of April 2024 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the County of Summit and encouraging residents to join in this acknowledgement and wear blue on April the 10th, 2024 for the executive and declaring an emergency. Anybody speaking on this? Yes. Please come on up, introduce yourself.
So much. I want to take this opportunity to thank council for their continued support of Summit County Children's Services. And we are excited about Wear Blue. I know that you've heard this many years. And so I'm going to have Ann Ream, our Community Relations Department Director, speak a little bit more about it. But I want to thank you for your support over the years. I know I've only been here a couple of years, but this council has supported Children's Services for a long time. The county has been very good to us. The taxpayers have been very good to us, and we appreciate that in the work that we do. So we are serving 1 out of every 12 children in Summit County. Last year, we served 9,767 children. We have 885 children in our custody right now in the county, and we're working with another between 350 and 400 kids that are not in our custody, but we're working with families. So we are always excited about Child Abuse Prevention Month. We know that prevention is where it's at. So we want to ask you all to join us, along with all of Summit County, to turn the county blue for April, specifically April 10th is our Wear Blue Day. So I'd like to introduce Ann Ream, and she'll give you a little more information.
Good afternoon. I'm Ann Ream. I'm the Department Director of Community Relations at Summit County Children's Services. Once again, too, I also appreciate your support for not only National Child Abuse Awareness Month, but also Wear Blue Day on April 10th. This year, we have some activities planned for the month of April. We have Wear Blue at the Zoo, so we're partnering with the Akron Zoo to offer a free day at the zoo for anybody who wears blue. We have a new partnership with our Akron Children's Museum on April 10th as well. In the morning, we are doing a day at the museum, so it's Minions at the Museum. So we have our Minion lookalikes, and we're offering an opportunity for kids and families to come to the Akron museum for Minions at the Museum. We will also be at outreach activities, spreading our word for prevention. We will have children's hospitals turning their lights blue in support of and recognition of Wear Blue. Talmadge City is also putting blue ribbons around the Talmadge Circle. Of course, we'll have our blue lights going, and we ask everybody, the community, to wear blue, specifically on April 10th, to support those prevention efforts here in Summit County. We end the month on April 30th with our appreciation breakfast, and so we will be honoring our partners, the community at large, a community leader, and of course, a youth award, which we're always excited to support our youth, as well as a couple family awards who have achieved either reunification or supported reunification of families, which is what we're all about. So again, thank you this afternoon for allowing us to be here and supporting not only Child Abuse Awareness Month, but Wear Blue Day on April 10th.
Great. Thank you very much. Any questions for our guests from members of council?
Cassandra, you said 9,767 children. What was that category?
That's over the whole year. We've served 9,767 children. So right now, we have 885 children in our custody, but that would be over the year as they come in and out, and different types of services that have been provided to them. Yeah, good question.
Committee as a whole? We okay with committee as a whole? Okay, great. Do I have a motion?
I'll move again.
Okay, Ms. McKinney moves on 2024-080. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you. And don't forget, stop at the zoo. If you wear blue, you get in free, so bring the kids along.
Oh, there you go. Thank you so much. Next up, 2024-081, a resolution declaring the month of April 2024 as Minority Health Month in Summit County, recognizing the health inequities facing minority communities and encouraging all health organizations to conduct appropriate programs and activities to promote healthfulness in minority communities for the executive and declaring an emergency. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Demaria Thompson. I work for Summit County Public Health, and I'm also the program director for the local office of Minority Health. I just wanted to share two events that we have celebrating the month of Minority Health Month. Summit County Public Health will be hosting two health fairs. The first one is scheduled for Saturday, April the 13th at the Children's Museum from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All families who attend the health fair will be able to enjoy 2 free hours to roam through the museum. There will be raffle prizes, vendors, and resources that will be able to provide. Some of the vendors that will be participating include the United Way, the Public Library, SUMA Health, Care Source, Summit County WIC, Humana, First Glance, Greenleaf, Molina Healthcare of Ohio, Project Ujima, Community Action Pathways Hub, Hope and Healing, and many more. The second one is scheduled for Wednesday, April the 24th. That one is going to be at the Metro Transit Center. That one will go from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All individuals who attend the fair will be able to speak with local community agencies. They will receive free haircuts. There'll be a live DJ. And then Summit County Public Health will also be providing STI and HIV testing. Some of those vendors that will be at that health fair include Help Me Grow, the OSU Center for Cancer Health Equity, CareSource, Sam's Club, Queens Village, AmeriHealth. Molina will be at that one as well as WIC, the County of Summit ADM Board, and the Akron Children's Hospital, the sickle cell program specifically, will be there as well. And then Metro will be providing free transportation to both events. So we have flyers that are going out, which I can share with everyone. As long as that person gets on the bus, shows them the flyer, they'll have transportation to the event and then from the event as well, from 8 to 5. And then we are also planning to start a social media health campaign where the goal is to reach a broader audience and kind of reach some of our target populations. A lot of people use social media, so that's one avenue that we haven't really pursued, and that's something that we're going to do during the month of April as well.
Great, very good. Any questions for our guest?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
So I'm happy and excited to sponsor this alongside the executive. As a nurse, understanding the disparities in the minority community as well as lack of access sometimes, I'm thrilled to be able to support this resolution to support the promotion of healthfulness in the minority community. So thank you for the work that you all are doing. This is great.
Yep, thank you very much. It's very important, and like you said, there's so many people who go unlooked just for how they identify or the color of their skin. So I think alongside you and Summit County Public Health, I think we'll be able to get a lot accomplished. Thank you.
Council as a whole? Yes. Okay. Do I have a motion on 2024-081?
So moved.
Mr. Ford moves on 2024-081. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. And I will close Health and Human Services Committee at, looks like 5:03.
And we'll open up Finance at 5:03. We have 4 items. 2024-082, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Ward and Associates for countywide sexennial appraisal services for the valuation of land and building for all commercial, industrial, and exempt public utilities real estate in Summit County for proper taxation for tax year 2026 in an amount not to exceed $848,000 for the fiscal office and declaring it an emergency.
Thank you, Chairman Donofrio. Good evening, members of council. I'm Dominic Basile, the Director of Real Estate and Appraisal for the Summit County Fiscal Office. This is the contract that would allow Ward and Associates to set value for all non-residential and agricultural property within the county for the 2026 sexennial reappraisal. As many of you know, we just wrapped up the triennial reappraisal in 2003, and it's already time for us to begin work for 26. So this, I believe, will be the 5th consecutive sexennial reappraisal. We've contracted with Ward and Associates, and I think it's about a 3.5% increase over the 2020 contract, which was approved in 2018. So with that, I will answer any questions anyone may have.
Committee questions? Council questions? Can I have a motion, please? So moved. Mr. Wilhite moves on 2024-082. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And I abstain. 2024-083, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Ward and Associates for appraisal services for the valuation of commercial, industrial, and exempt building considered new or altered, and land splits of the same classification for 2024 real estate tax year in an amount not to exceed $148,000 for the fiscal officer and declaring it an emergency.
Thank you. This agreement would allow Warden Associates to handle the new construction coming up. This would be permitted work. It was permitted back in 2023 that would need to become taxable for tax year 2024, payable 25. Again, they would be doing that for all commercial, industrial, and exempt property types. This also includes what you would call, I guess you could call parcel maintenance, which would be any field check that we have come in throughout the year, whether that be for storm damage, fire damage, any type of commercial, industrial, or exempt parcel maintenance would be included with this as well. I believe this was about a 4.5% increase over last year. This is our standard annual contract for these services. We do anticipate and historically have received more in the way of the parcel maintenance or field checks in the year immediately following a reappraisal, which this would be. So with that.
Committee questions? Go ahead.
Dominic or Phil, Greta, Brian, with the removal of the Atlantic Foundry, we just had the ceremony to bring all those buildings down. When that happens, does this become part of what you're doing now? So in other words, the buildings will be cleared, you'll go ahead and reevaluate, I believe it's like 13 acres, so there'll be a new value on that land.
Exactly. Yes, yeah. This is what will enable Warden Associates to go out and raise that building and reappraise the land.
Council questions? Hearing none, can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Who moved on that? Okay. Ms. Lyon moves on 2024-083. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I abstain. Next is 2024-084, a resolution authorizing the executive, subject to the approval of the Board of Control, to execute the purchase of contracts for liability, boiler and machinery, property, and other miscellaneous and necessary insurance coverage for a one-year term from 4/15/24 through 4/15/25 in an amount not to exceed $1,864,524 payable through Witchard Insurance Services, Inc., DBA Witchard Insurance, for the Executive Department of Law and Risk Management, declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Brian Harnack from the Executive's Department of Law and Risk Management. This is the piece for our yearly insurance renewal. And I'd like to bring better news, but this is an area where our broker and we had a hard time getting adequate coverage for a reasonable price. As you may recall, last year there was an increase of about 41% in overall insurance coverage. This year, Wickert Insurance cast a very wide net to find some good coverage for us. 28 carriers, 14 of those would not respond or did not provide the coverage that we were looking for, especially law enforcement liability. In the end, we settled on we're moving away from our current carrier, Tokyo Marine. We are going with Chubb Insurance and a couple other insurance companies for the umbrella and excess. And it's going to give us about a 28.5% increase this year. But we will be maintaining roughly the same coverage and roughly the same self-insured retention. So we're just swimming hard to stand still in this case. So I'm happy to take any questions for you.
Questions? Go ahead, Gloria.
So you have a policy that they were picking up umbrellas on top of it?
Yes. So there's a $5 million policy, and then there's a layer of umbrella that's another $5 million, and then on top of that, an excess, yeah. And that actually matches what we had last year. The same provider gave us all of those things, up to $15 million. But in order to get a more reasonable price, we had to structure it a little bit differently this year and have a couple additional layers involved. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, can I have a motion? Mr. Rogers moves on 2024-084. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2024-085, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Telecommunication Technologies Group LLC as a best practical source for cellular support services, including analysis of current cellular services, bill review and contract management, and consulting for a 3-year term for the amount not to exceed $130,000 for the Office of Information Technology, and declaring it an emergency.
Stephen Byrne, Office of Information Technology. So the contract is exactly what the description is. This TTG has been with us for over 6 years. They provide monthly bill reviews. They do trending reports, usage reports for us, so they help fill that gap of looking over all the cellular bills that we have and helping us make recommendations on changes.
Committee questions? Council? Motion, please?
So moved.
You're not on that committee. Go ahead. Okay. Ms. Ian moves on 2024-085. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Last one is 2024-086. A resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a renewal first of 2 of a professional service contract with Advice X Technologies LLC for pure storage solution for SAN for a 1-year term from 5/1/24 through 4/30/25 and an amount not to exceed $104,580 for the Office of Information Technology, and declaring an emergency.
So this is essentially our production storage devices. These are 2 devices that we have. We went to RFP last year. This is the exact same company, exact same cost. Again, this does all our storage for all of our servers, both in production and in our DR environment.
Council questions? Motion, please. Mr. Rogers moves on 2024-086. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I will close finance out at 5:12.